Welcome to today's Legit Oil Education. I'm going to talk you through the steps of making your own essential oil roller blend. Super easy. I'm going to tell you how to choose what roller balls to use and oils and all of that fun stuff. So we'll get started with explaining the difference between rollers. So there's so many out there that you can choose from. It's really your own taste, preference, whatever you want to do as far as look. But the simplest one would be from doTERRA. This is right in your back office. It's a amber glass roller bottle. It's a 10 milliliter and it comes with a roller ball on top that is made from metal, and it has this black piece on it that helps to keep the ball in place and it helps it from leaking. So this is my favorite. It's simple. You can put your own labels on it. You can put the stickers on it to say what's in it. And it's directly from doTERRA. So this would be the same as, the Touch roller blends. It just doesn't have any of the labeling on it. So that is one option, and that's a 10 milliliter. Some other sites that I purchase roller blends from would be Share Oils, Got Oil Supplies, or like oillife.com. They have really great rollers as well. So I've gotten some 5 milliliters from there, which are cute. They have these tops that are like gold or silver, all different colors, different colored glass as well. And then I've gotten these. This is my own little label I put on it, but underneath you'll see that it's like a matte gold, and then the top and the roller is the same as what you would get from doTERRA. So these are pretty cool. So it's your own personal preference. And when it comes to deciding whether you want like a 5 ml or a 10 ml, it's really going to be up to you to decide what blend you're making and how frequently you're going to be using it. So if it's something like your immune support blend or your like respiratory blend, maybe that's something that you use on a daily basis, then I always opt for making the 10 milliliter, especially if it's something that I'm using for both of my kids and myself. Then I'm going to make a larger one because I'm going to go through it faster. But if it's something just for maybe a season of your life, then you can try out the little 5 ml and go from there. So when it comes to choosing what you're going to actually put in your roller blend, you want to decide what's going to be your carrier oil. So the carrier oil is just something that's going to mix with the essential oils because the essential oils can evaporate super quick. So you need to dilute them with something that will help them to really cover a greater area of the skin and get absorbed better. So I like to use fractionated coconut oil. I always get one that has a pump on the top for roller ball making specifically. And then if it's something that you're going to be doing like on your face, then you can use something like jojoba. And this has a little pumper on there too. Jojoba oil, avocado oil, whatever you want to be putting on your skin. But the fractionated coconut oil doesn't have a scent. It's not greasy. And this is one of my favorites. So when you have that, what you want to do is take your roller ball, and a lot of them now come, this is actually a roller ball that I need to refill a little bit. So there's some oils in it, but when you get them, I've noticed they come with the tops on them now sometimes. So when you need to get the top off, all you need to do is grip it and you can just pull up. I'll show you in a minute. There's also a little, you can use a paper towel too if you need. There's a little tool, it's called an oil key, and that helps you to really grip and get the top off if that is a little bit challenging for you to kind of grip that with your hand. Then what you can do is have this oil key. So if this was all the way in, this is what the key looks like. You shift this underneath and then you just pull this up to get that off, okay? So once you have the top off, the first thing that I like to do is put in a little fractionated coconut oil so that the essential oils have something to mix with. Again, since they evaporate so quickly as you're making your blend, you're opening and closing the oils that you're putting in, just let the fractionated coconut oil be in there so that the oils can mix with it. Then for this one, I'm just going to grab lavender. And when you pour the oils in, you just turn it slightly on its side. So when it's turned on its side, you'll see that they're going to come out slow. And I like to keep the roller bottle on the ground or on the table so that that is steady, and then all that's moving, I think that was too far up for you to see. All that's moving is the bottle so that I'm not missing the bottle with the oil. Because if you're up in the air like this, things start moving around, right? So keep your roller on the ground, pour the oils into it. That's what I found the best. And when it comes to knowing how many drops you're gonna put in the roller, I get asked this a lot on Facebook and Instagram under hashtag legit dilution. I have a dilution chart that shows you based on age, how many drops you can start out with putting in the roller blend. So that's just a guide. I like to be a little bit more conservative when it comes to using oils, especially with children. Start out with less. You can always add more later on. So you can look at that chart and figure that out. So that's hashtag legit dilution. So this particular one is a blend that I had made for my son when he had a burn on his arm, and I wanted to make sure that it didn't scar. So there are a few different oils in here that I chose to blend together in this roller that we could roll on to help his body and to support his skin during healing, okay? So I just added some extra lavender in here because this blend's already made up. But if you were making a blend from scratch, again, it would just be the fractionated coconut oil, just 1 squirt in the bottom, add all your drops in, and then what you do is just fill the roller up all the way to the top, to this part right here, to this little lip. You don't want to go into this neck of the bottle because if you look at the top, this whole top goes in here. So you want the oil to be right below there, okay? So once your roller is filled up, you place this back in, and if you have an oil key, you want to look at which hole would fit over your roller, because you never want to push down on the actual metal ball, just because it could start to break the mechanism underneath. So if you have this, what you do is you kind of hold on to the roller ball and push down at the same time, okay? And then you push that all the way down until it snaps in. If you don't have an oil key, just grip the outside of this. Make sure, again, you don't just gonna go like this and whack it down. I used to do that, and I know that's why my roller ball used to always break. So just grip it on the outside and push down. So my hand was kind of around here, and I'm pushing it, and you'll see it snaps all the way in, and you hear it, and it clicks. That's it. And then you can just kind of put the lid on and turn it over couple times to disperse the oil throughout the roller. The other thing that is super important is whenever you make a roller, even if you think, oh, I bought this special purple roller ball, I'm gonna totally remember what blend I have in it, I guarantee that you won't. So you can use these stickers. These are right in your back office under, I don't know if it's accessories or where it is exactly, but if you just search stickers, and when you're doing your LRP, you'll see these come up, and it has all of the oils and all of the blends on here so that you can quickly just grab the sticker and put it right on your roller when you make them. That you can also get those stickers, you can get them from like Share Oils and other sites as well. If like I always run out of lavender, for example, they only maybe give you 4 or 5 from doTERRA, so you can buy them in sheet loads, which is awesome. So if you're like a yoga instructor, or if you're a teacher, or if you're just making gifts and you want to give out little samples of oils, it's good to go to those other sites, because then you can have like sheets of lavender stickers, if lavender is your thing. Something I did special for this blend too was I put the number of drops. I don't know if you can like see that. I put the number of drops right under the oil. I just wrote it right on the sticker so that I would know in that particular recipe how many drops of each oil I put in there. And then what I did, an extra step, was I took clear packing tape and put it over that, because these are just stickers, so they can start to slide after a while if they get any oil on them. So I just covered it with the tape so that this would last, because I made this a while ago, this roller, and it still looks like new. So when it comes to figuring out what oils to put in a blend, that would be when I always recommend having a resource to go to. Absolutely. There are some ideas on Pinterest, but I'm not really a fan of that. I don't like I think that the dilution ratios are, from what I've seen, are a little bit off. And I would just rather go to a source that I can trust, like a book or, someone on our team. If you have any questions at all, you can ask in our Facebook group, or you can ask me or whoever introduced you to oils. But having a reference like The Essential Life is really great, because in the beginning of the book, it shows you a bunch of different ailments. So you can just look up the ailment and then figure out what oils you want to use. So you'll see the ailments here, and then it gives you a few oils to choose from. So for my particular blend that I'm using as an example, it was a scar blend. So it has here 5 different oils: anti-aging blend, lavender, sandalwood, frankincense, helichrysum. And it says that those would all be applied topically. Clearly for a scar, you want to be applying the oil directly to the skin. So I took those oils that it said, and I added in yarrow palm. From other things that I had read, my book is actually an older version, so yarrow palm is not in my book, but I know if it was, it would have been listed under there for its healing properties for the skin. It has the pomegranate seed oil in there, so just having that in here would be beneficial. So what I did was I put the most drops of that in here, and then I put 5 of all the others. And I would never have remembered what I put in this blend if I didn't put this on the outside. So I think that that's always really important to do. Then what else you can do is, if you have a little label maker, you can make a quick little label and throw it right on the side of what the blend is for, or you can literally just write it on a piece of paper and then put the packing tape over it, tape it, to your roller. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's more beneficial for you to know what it is and what it's for than to just have a roller sitting around unlabeled because you can't remember why you made it. Okay. So that is one reference, The Essential Life. The other one I would recommend is something like this, Emotions and Essential Oils. Again, this is a little bit of an older version. So I think it's green now, the cover. Mine is yellow. But if you have peppermint and you just love peppermint, you're looking to make an uplifting blend, or you want to see what else would maybe mix with that as an example, you can come to this page for peppermint and you can look at companion oils, and it tells you other oils that blend well with it. So tangerine, joyful blend, lime, red mandarin. So this is a great resource of giving you some ideas of what to mix together. There are also other blending books by Desiree Mangladog. I can never say her last name correctly. That gives you some ideas of things to make, different blends. So there are some resources out there that will give you some ideas as well. And again, you can always ask in our Facebook group too. So that's what you would do for making your own custom blends. And I wanted to share another tip. When you get a touch roller from doTERRA, it's diluted. There's fractionated coconut oil in here. I just refilled this one, but if I needed to, if it was getting to the bottom, you could very easily refill it. These rollers are the exact same, like I just showed you before, that I popped the top off. So all you do is just pop the top off, pour your essential oils in, your fractionated coconut oil, and then you have a brand new touch roller. It's already labeled with everything, so you can just go right from there. The touch rollers from doTERRA, it's not, every single oil that we offer also available in a touch. There are only certain oils that are available in a touch version. So if you, for example, wanted to make a pre-made roller of just, eucalyptus, then you would not be able to get a pre-made roller from doTERRA. You'd have to just make that yourself, which is super simple and super cheap to do, since I just showed you how to do it, right? The other thing I wanted to point out about some rollers that you can get from doTERRA, here is the lavender that I just talked about, and it says touch, so it's diluted. Something like InTune, yes, it's in a roller blend form, but it is not diluted. Oops, it's not diluted. So in here, when you look right on the label at the ingredients, it starts out right away telling you that it's West Indian sandalwood, patchouli, frankincense, lime, like all the oils, no carrier oil. So when you have something like this, I think past tense is the other one that is also blended and it's in a roller, but it's not diluted. But what that means is that you can actually make more rollers from this one roller that you got. So if you have an empty roller at home and you have a brand new Intune, what you can do is just pop off the top, like I showed you before. You don't want to pour this. Even if you think you have a really steady hand, there's no way that you're going to want to be spilling sandalwood and all of these precious oils all over your table. So do yourself a favor, these super cheap pipettes, you can grab these and then just take the oil from here, put it in your new roller, fill them both up with fractionated coconut oil. So this way you now have 2 rollers from one. You can actually even split it into 3 because it's so concentrated. That's just a personal preference, but just know that you can get this to go even further by making your own roller from it and then adding fractionated coconut oil since it doesn't have any in here. All of the other rollers, especially the kids line and the touch line, those are all diluted, so those are safe to use right away, right from doTERRA. So those are the basics when it comes to creating roller blends when you're just getting started out. There is a little bit more of an advanced, like I guess science I'd call it, if you're looking to get into making pure fumes instead of using your perfume, and you wanted to know how to mix different oils, or you're making a cologne or something like that. In the back of this Essential Life book, there's actually a guide on blending and layering, and it talks to you about the different notes. So your base note, middle note, your top note. It gives you some examples of oils and where they fall and what would be good to really use in a blend and what would be best blended well together. So if you're into that kind of thing, like making your own blends that are more for scent, then that would be the way that you would do that in here. So just as an example, it'll give you cassia. It says the scent profile is spicy, warm, and sweet, and the scent note is a middle note. So that might be something that you'd mix more with a base note like myrrh, which is warm, earthy, woody, and balsamic. And then you want to finish it with a top note like wild orange because it's citrusy, fruity, and sweet. Okay, so that's when you can start to have some fun if you're interested in that kind of thing, but you don't need to know that information in order to make your own blends. You can make blends because you like the way they smell. You can make blends because you've read, that peppermint is energizing, wild orange makes you happy, and maybe you want to add some clary sage in there for, clarity of vision, clear thinking, whatever floats your boat. You can make your own blends, which is the other great thing about getting started using oils. I've even let my kids smell things. They've made their own little blends, which is really fun to do with them as well. And you can just experiment. So before you commit to making a whole roller of something, if it's brand new, what you can do is just take a little coconut oil or lotion in your hand, like unscented, clearly. Add a drop of each of the oils that you're looking to put in that blend, and then just, rub it onto your skin and give it a little bit to sink in and see how you like it after it's mixed together. You can even take bottles and just open them up. So if you are playing around a little bit, this is how I come up with some blends. Just open them, hold them next to each other, and smell, because you're going to get a whiff of both. Actually, I would have never put these two together, and it smells super good. Lavender and Siberian fir. See, you never know. So just have fun with it. Start blending, and go from there. Have any questions, you can always reach out to me. You can comment below. You can share this video with anybody else, any friends or people on our team, maybe who want a little bit more support with getting started and creating a roller. See you all soon.